ॐ भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us now pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, Thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto Thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Opening song. It is a translation of a Sanskrit hymn to Divine Mother, tuned by John Schlenk. We sing it often here, you can join.
Salutations to you, compassionate Mother. You are our refuge, bringer of all good. Salutations to you, compassionate Mother. You are our refuge, bringer of all good. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Take away all obstacles barring our path. Salutations to you of infinite aspects, worshipped by all, pervading the whole cosmos. Salutations to you of infinite aspects, worshipped by all, pervading the whole cosmos. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Take away all obstacles, show us our path. Salutations to you, our goal in meditation, perfect in union, wisdom and bliss. Salutations to you, our goal in meditation, perfect in union, wisdom and bliss. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Take away all obstacles, bring us to you. Salutations to you, sure help of the helpless, refuge of the poor, the bound and the hopeless. Salutations to you, sure help of the helpless, refuge of the poor, the bound and the hopeless. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Take away all obstacles, show us your face. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Mother of the universe, guide and protect us. Take away all obstacles barring our path. Take away all obstacles, bring us to you. Take away all obstacles, show us your face.
Devi prapannarti hare prasida prasida matar jagatu khilasya prasida vishveshwari pahi vishvam tvameshwari Devi characharasya. Oh, the goddess, the ruler of all that is moving and unmoving, please protect us. Please bless us who are afflicted. Take away all our sufferings. This is a prayer that one finds in this beautiful book, which gives the various acts of the Divine Mother as Durga. So it is commonly known as Durga Saptashati, 700 verses on Mother Durga, or more popularly, especially in Bengal, Chandi, that it is. And this is recited by hundreds of thousands of people on daily basis. It is a spiritual treatise, but clothed in various beautiful stories. I am not going to actually tell this story today from this book, but another parallel book, which is much bigger. This has 700 verses. The one that I am going to speak of from is the Devi Bhagavatam, which has 18,000 verses. Of course, I am not going to talk all the 18,000 verses now, otherwise you will start getting up right away. But the story I will be narrating is from that book. This similar story is here, which less details but more prayers. There the story is more and then the prayers are kind of short but very beautifully given. So, as we all know, the problem in our not only what is called spiritual life, but even in what is called a day-to-day secular life, is the tremendous ego that we have. Our ego comes up and spoils many things. We want to be very nice, very courteous, very humble, all that. But this ego stands up and we become demon because of that ego. A good person, when this ego comes up, then one becomes a demon. When it rises beyond certain limits, then it really spoils our whole life, personal life, family life, our social life. We become really a devil incarnate because of this thing, ego. So this is the main obstacle. Those you are all students of Vedanta, and so you are aware of this Vedantic thought that each of us is in truth divine. And what covers, what makes our divinity get covered is this ego. If this is taken out, then I am divine. It is because I see that I am a little being. I am this body, this mind, and thus I become, attached to that. That brings up all the evil tendencies, because then I become hungry, as described in some of the Upanishads, that I become hungry because I see myself as little being and there is this world big, and I run after the world to snatch things for myself from this world. This is all the job of the ego. If this ego is taken out, then I am divine. Sri Ramakrishna therefore used to very repeatedly say that this ego gone, this I gone, all problems solved. Ami murle ghuchibe janjal. That is how the Bengali words were. That Ami means this idea of limited I. When that is taken out, then ghuchibe janjal, all the problems will be solved. And this is described in this particular story about the goddess. And it also gives the methodology, how we can have this goddess come to our rescue. It is not that the goddess is going to fall from somewhere. We have to make that goddess. We shall see how it works. It is each of us has that goddess right here, but we have to call that goddess up. It is, we have to make that goddess from everything in and out. And therefore, the method is given here, how we can all get the goddess. It is not somewhere, it is right around here. Many times we feel that, well, I am born in this age, I don't have much hope. Those that goddess Durga and other, they used to come in the ages past. Now goddess doesn't seem any to come amongst us, so how can I end all my sufferings? Because that goddess Durga doesn't come anymore. Well, it is here, you call and she is there to help. This also underscores this particular story as given in Devi Bhagavatam. Some of those aspects are not covered in this book Chandi. And that is this Mahishasura, a demon with the shape of a buffalo. How it became a buffalo demon, there is a nice story about it. there were two demons, Rambh and Karambh. They were siblings, Rambh and Karambh. Now, what happened in fight with these the gods, the demigods? One of them got killed. The Karambh got killed. And then Rambh got very much enraged, very sad, because his dear brother has been slain. So he decided, therefore, to practice austerities. Austerities means, in austerities you restrict yourself, and thus you conserve the energy. The psychic energy, the physical energy, both get conserved when you plug the holes, basically. Like there is a boiler and then there are so many holes. Then all the heat will just go away. It will be a very, very low efficiency boiler. Now, how do you increase the efficiency? Plug those holes so that all the energy will get concentrated, will be useful for you. So similarly, our physical and psychic energy needs to be conserved by plugging the holes. That is the practice of austerity. So this demon Rambha decided to get the power by practicing austerity, and he started doing that in front of the fire god. And after, as it happens, it is in the epics, nothing is less than 1,000 years, So for 1,000 years, the austerities were being practiced. That is being told for giving the lesson of patience. Otherwise, we do something for 1 hour and see no result so far, give up. Many of our Vedanta students, they have this complaint that, Swami, I am practicing mantra and meditation for last some months, and nothing has happened. Why? It seems that my mantra is wrong, or probably I am not the right person, that it is, it seems things are getting all hopeless, and I think I am just wasting my time. One gentleman calls almost every week and says, Swami, I think I am just wasting my time in meditation and all that. Nothing is happening. So I tell, okay, then don't meditate and see if something happens. It is, he says, Swami, you have a point there, of course. But the idea is we expect the result too quick and without doing much. I asked him that, did you really meditate? Did you observe the disciplines? Well, not lately. Sometimes I did something, a little bit. But then how do you expect the results? You have to have the patience. And therefore these stories, they say that this person did practice these austerities for so many thousands of years. So there is exaggeration, but there is a purpose behind that exaggeration. That we should not be expecting results very quickly. That, now that fire god, after having been propitiated by all these austerities, said, okay, what boon do you want? And this demon Rambha said that, look, I don't want exactly, I am so sad, my younger brother had been killed like this, and I want to wreak revenge. But I don't think I will be able to do it in my lifetime. But I want to have a son. As may a son be born to me, and that son would be so powerful that sun will be able to defeat all these celestial beings, our enemies, these devas. The devas or these angels, celestial beings, they represent the good tendencies in us. The good tendencies are represented by them, and the bad tendencies, they get represented by what is called these demons. So, now the fire god said, okay, I grant you this boon. Now you have this potency in you, and now any animal, any female animal you go and mate with will be giving birth to a demon that will have the power to defeat anybody in this world. That demon that will be born out of this contact will then perform more austerities than you were doing, and thus become very powerful, unconquerable. And then this Rambha, therefore, getting this boon, was feeling the tremendous that potency to go and mate with somebody and produce the son. And what he found was a she-buffalo. And so, through that she-buffalo, to make the long story short, this demon came out, Mahishasura, that had the form of a buffalo. Mahisha means a buffalo. So a big buffalo demon. And this big buffalo demon anyway was very powerful, and then performed the austerities in front of the God responsible for creation. There are, three aspects of the divine. One meant for creation, another for sustenance, and another for dissolution. And so the one who is responsible for creation gets called Brahma. So this buffalo demon practiced austerities. Now in buffalo body, what kind of austerities he performed, not much record has been given there, but you can have your own imagination about it. Would be quite humorous, I understand. But it is, and after thousands of years, what happened was that Brahma said, okay, what boon do you want? And this demon said, well, make me deathless. Brahma heaved a big sigh, said, well, that's not in my power. Every being that is born has to die. You should ask for some other boon. I cannot grant you the boon of immortality. I myself am not immortal. What to speak of giving you immortality? So ask for some other boon. And this demon thought something quite equivalent. That, okay, no animal and no male human being will be able to kill me. No male will be able to kill me. And that was within that realm, because he has not asked complete immortality. Female can kill me, but he thought that after all that weak sex, what can they muster enough power to kill me? Impossible. So he thought he's quite safe. Men who are powerful and all that, they cannot kill me. I got assurance about it. And female, after all, they are weaklings. What can they do? So he was assured, and then wreaked havoc in the whole universe. Conquered everybody. Took away all the treasures of all these demigods. All that he got. And nobody could defeat him. He became a big tormenting dictator, and everybody was lost. Now what is to be done? They were these demigods. They were not getting even food to eat. They became emaciated. They had been driven away from their abodes, and then they were in exile here, there. Somehow they were staying, and then they came together and said, well, let us go to Lord Vishnu. He will suggest some solution. And in this story, a lot of nice description is given about how they went to Vishnu's abode and how nice it was and so forth. And then prayed to Lord Vishnu that, well, do something about this. I will read something from here, that these devas waiting at the doors, very morose and tired, and Lord Vishnu cheered up them by casting a favorable glance full of affection and love. The gods bowed down and praised hymns to Jagannatha, the Deva, the Lord of the Lords, and the enemy of the demons. And after praising him, they put forth there what they want to do. O Lord, the Asura, the demon, Mahisha, is very cruel and wicked, always addicted to vicious acts. Now that most sinful demon has become very much puffed up with pride and is tormenting us always. What more shall we say than this? He is appropriating to himself the share of all the sacrifices performed by the Brahmins. That is an idea that when these Brahmins, some religious sacrifices are performed, then the result of the sacrifices goes to certain allocated deities. But this person, this demon, had put all those things at stop and getting all the results of sacrifices just to himself. Like suppose, a big tyrant making everybody pay to the taxes and taking all the taxes himself, and nothing goes to the city, nothing goes to the state, nothing goes also to federal this thing, all is appropriated by this person. So everybody was suffering because of that, and we are therefore terror-stricken and are wandering in mountains. O destroyer of Madhu, that it is one of the names of Lord Vishnu. He had slain that demon called Madhu. That is a different story. I am not going into that. And therefore, you can find out some means. And then they told this creator Brahma has granted him this boon, that the demon could not be killed by any man. Therefore, we are asking, where can we get a female who will be able to kill that hypocrite in battle? He was not a hypocrite, but when you want to criticize anybody, you put all those things. So, it is, now Vishnu told them that, you see, we fought before, but this Asura, this demon, could not at all at that time be killed. Hence, if some beautiful female deity be now created out of the collective energy and form of the powers of each of these angels, the devas, then that lady would be able to easily destroy that demon. we have to create it ourselves. It is not a deity that is just waiting there and you can go to that. No, you have to create a deity. And how would you create? All your capabilities and powers, they have to be brought together. It is the act of unification of all our potentials, our powers, and then we can fight and conquer this ego enemy. As you know that old dictum that united we stand, divided we fall. So we have to bring into unison all those powers that we have, and that will become a very powerful woman. That woman then, she will be so powerful that she has now the capability to kill that demon. Also what you need to do is, he said that, okay, when the deity is made, your all individual weapons that you hold, each of these demigods has a choice weapon. And that particular god was very capable of using that weapon to the great success. Now, you have to hand over all those weapons to this deity. She will have all these weapons. So this is an allegoric presentation of having this, all our powers joined together to really defeat this ego enemy. And this is the ego we cannot defeat because we are not unified. And we have so many other things going on. One way of, understanding the yoga discipline is properly synchronizing all our faculties towards this goal. A yogi, a person who is practicing yoga, has this personality so well tuned, very focused. What is the meaning of focused? That all capabilities now can be put at one point. All the digressions are gone. So, and then it generates power. Like you see the rays of the sun. In our childhood we did experiment. You must have also done that. The rays of the sun, if you just keep a paper in just regular sun rays, well, nothing happens to it. It remains there. But take a convex lens and then let that sun rays be concentrated to a point, and you see the paper starts burning. So this is what we have to do, generate the power. It comes by bringing in all our faculties together. That is the one way of understanding yoga and meditation, is that bringing our scattered mind together. The psychologist can tell you that about 99% of our psychic energy just goes waste in getting scattered. Just think about it, you are sitting and you want to solve a problem, think about it. But for half a second you think about it, so many other thoughts come and it is all gone. It happens with everybody. But therefore, in meditation we learn how to concentrate these thought rays. Just as the sun rays, these are the rays of the thought. How we can concentrate and thus utilize all these wasted thought energy. And thus that becomes the goddess, by bringing those our own luster our own capabilities in different directions, bring them together. And thus you have now the tool to solve any problem in the world. It is whatever you are facing, you can solve, provided you can conquer that tendency. That is why they say the one who has conquered mind has conquered the world. If you have not conquered the mind, then there is you cannot really conquer the world. So it is therefore this conquering the mind is this making of the goddess who can kill the ego. Now, the description is there, just very enchanting description, that it is that all these, therefore, the demigods, they gave their shares of fiery lights, very lustrous and splendid. Then these all united into a great mass of fire and light. When all that is put together, it is, if you take a blade of grass, then just pull it, it breaks. It is easy to cut. But say quite a few of them, just entwine them, tie together. Now that rope of grass becomes so strong, you can tie a mighty elephant with it, you see. So that is how this all the luster of these demigods, when it came together, it became a very lustrous figure there. It is described that like another Himalayan mountain, that luster shone forth. The Vishnu and other devas were all extremely surprised to see this. We all will be surprised to see how powerful we are when these tendencies scattered all around, all the powers of mind scattered around, when they are brought together, we ourselves will be surprised how powerful we are, how many great things we can perform. It is not without a reason that Swami Vivekananda says that, well, you have all the powers hidden in you, just bring them out. Come, bring them united in a purpose, and you will see that all is accomplished. He therefore used to say that if I have to take all my education again, and if I have any choice in that matter, then I will not learn anything except the art of concentration. When I learn the concentration, then whatever I want to learn, I can do that. Actually, Swami Vivekananda had that kind of concentration, and therefore in such a short life, what he has learnt is really even for us to read and study that would take lifetimes. So, how does it happen? It is because of the power of concentration. You know that incident, that's at that time, this incident similar incidents had happened in his life very frequently. The one that I am telling is recorded in the book, the Talks with Swami Vivekananda by his disciple Sharat Chandra Chakravarti. They used to have frequent discussions. And then this happened at our headquarters at Belur Math. At that time, the Encyclopedia Britannica, those volumes were bought for the library there. And those volumes were lying there. Swami Vivekananda was looking and reading. This disciple, Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, says, well, what a great treasure of knowledge in these volumes. But I don't think anybody will be able to half of these in their lifetime. Swami Vivekananda says, don't talk like a fool. I have already, in these few days, have already read these half of these volumes, finished. It is really unbelievable. And Swamiji said, well, if you don't believe, ask me whatever you want to ask from these volumes that I read. And this disciple thought that let me test it. And most abstruse subjects that are there, from there he asked Swamiji, well, tell about this. And not only Swami told, he quoted verbatim right from that. And then he said, wow, you are a very different person. This is a miracle. And Swamiji said, no, it's not miracle. It is the power of concentration that anybody can develop. Anybody can develop. He says that by stopping the frittering of one's energies, which is called, actually the meaning of that is this practice of continence that stops, plugs all the pores, and thus now that concentrated mind will be able to grasp these things. So here is this goddess formed through the bringing together all these luster of different deities, and now it became huge, and then it is, and this lady was called then Mahalakshmi, and then many other names were given to her. Then it is a great description of how she looked has been given, but while describing that describing person said, well, who can describe it? It is impossible for anybody to really describe that, but let me give you some little idea that describe in detail the origin of the body and the several limbs. Therefore, also it is very difficult, impossible. So it is said and the description is, she is constant, she is always existent. Though she is one, she assumes different forms for the fulfillment of the end of these angels. Whenever their position becomes in peril, it is, and then gives the example how it is the variety is there, just as a person from different angles, from different views, although one appears different. Think of a lady who is, say, a school teacher. Then that lady will be seen by her students as teacher, by her husband as wife, by her own children as mother, by her doctor as a patient. Same lady, but will appear in various different forms according to how she is being looked at. So, therefore, according to the different appearances, she gets all the different names. So, now he says, I will describe to you the excellent form that comes out of that mass of celestial light, but only to my best abilities. Her grand, beautiful, white, lotus-like face was created out of the fiery energy of Lord Shiva. Her glossy, black, beautiful hair on the head, overhanging to the knees, were formed out of the light of Yama, the god of death. And then it is a lot of description. Her 3 eyes came out of the energy of fire. The pupils of those eyes were a black color, and middle parts were of a white color, and the ends were red. The 2 eyebrows, they are described. Then they, from the light of the Vayu air, her 2 ears were created. They were not very long nor very short, beautiful like the swinging seat of the God of love. Then the nose is described. All these different things, aspects have been described, that it is her 18 hands came out of the tejas, that is the power and the luster, the shining luster of Vishnu, and her red fingers came out of the luster of Vasus. They are other demigods who control different spheres of the world. It is, and such description is given, that heavenly lady came out. Her body and several parts thereof were beautiful. Her form was incomparably graceful, and the voice was exquisitely sonorous and lovely. Now they became overpowered, these angels now were sure that now our purpose of killing this ego demon is surely going to be accomplished. And then it is then the devas gave all their special clothings and special weapons to her. She had, there was a big lion also that was given to her to ride on. So it is all that she was equipped with. I am not going to read everything, but this demigod had some special, like somebody had a mighty elephant, they gave that mighty elephant to her. Somebody had a bow and this supply of arrows which would never be finished. That arrow and that arrow supply and the bow was given to her. All those, somebody had a shining sword that was handed over to her. Somebody had a very powerful discus. Okay, that discus was given to her. So all this, you can see in that picture. Not much with the picture, only a little can be shown, but all this was given to her. Those of you who had the good fortune of seeing the dance of Mahishasura Mardini, killer of Mahishasura, that girl performed it so well with the facial expression of both matching, that very compassionate as well as full of valor and anger to kill that demon. So that is how she is the Bhagavati Devi, the goddess. Now this goddess, therefore, now the demon comes forward, sends his ministers first to her. Hey, who are you? And come. That it is. And she said, oh no, I am not going to come to the court of the this demon. Who are you? I don't go like that. It is. And then they said, well, you have to come. It is when no sooner the messengers heard that the words, these words of Mahisha, that demon, than they at once went to the Devi and saw her body and several parts thereof were all very beautiful. She had 18 hands and has decorated completely with various ornaments. The auspicious goddess Beautiful was holding in her hands the cup and drinking wine again and again. Beholding her, this form, they were afraid and fled at once to the Mahisha, the demon, and they narrated that, "O Lord, we have seen one grown-up woman whose whereabouts we are quite ignorant of. She is not human and not demon like us, but she is like this and like this." When this description was given, then he sent all his big army and generals to kill. But when we are united, when we are focused, you see all the enemies, they just stand defeated without our even having to do anything. That is what happens. And then the ego, the demon himself, gets into the battle. There is a very long description, and there is it is entertaining, fun to read all that. It is. Then the Prime Minister went there. He took with him elephants, horses, chariots, and went there. On coming near Devi, the minister began to address her in sweet words from a sufficient distance, in a very humble and courteous way. "O sweet speaking, who art thou? What has caused thee to come here?" And "My master cannot be killed by all devas and men. He has conquered all the worlds, O beautiful-eyed. On account of getting his boon from Brahma, the Lord of Daityas has become very powerful, and consequently he has become our king. So, king of the earth, king of heavens." So, addressing her, this minister suggested, "O dear-eyed one, be pleased now to go to that intelligent king. In case thou dost not go, we will bring the king, thy devotee, to thee, O Lord of Devas. Our king has heard of thy beauty and grandeur and has become very much submissive to thee. We will therefore do exactly what thou desirest. Therefore, thou," he describes it further, and then she rejects all that, and then the demon comes there, and the fight ensues, and in that fight, ultimately, the demon got killed. It was a fierce fight. Again, it emphasizes the virtue of patience. It is not a job of just one day. One has to keep up that fight till the demon is completely vanquished. Otherwise, if you keep a little bit of it, from that will develop the big demon again. And so, one has to fight relentlessly. It is thus what happens is that demon got vanquished, the ego is gone, and now there is the peace in life. So this is an important message for the worshippers of the goddess Durga, that Durga thus killed this ego demon called Mahishasura. There are in this book, and also in this book, other book Devi Bhagavatam, there are the 3 episodes of how the Devi manifested. First was the killing of the Madhu and Kaitaba, 2 demons that came out when Lord Vishnu was asleep. So that is the one, it is called out of that tamo guna or the tamas, the inertia. When you go to sleep, you are not aware of our true nature. We are divine, but in sleep we are not aware of that. And then the demon comes. That is, the second was this about the ego. And the third is that the kama and krodha, the passion and the anger, the desires and the anger that goes with it. So these two demons, Shumbha and Nishumbha, how the Divine Mother, the Durga, slays them. So this we have discussed today. Yesterday we had the worship of Divine Mother. So seeking the blessings of the Divine Mother Durga to all the devotees and all of us, I conclude my talk here. If you have any questions, you can ask, but first let us meditate on what we heard for a few seconds. Yes, please. Any question? Yes, Tommy.
So patience overcomes entitlement, right?
Patience overcomes?
Entitlement, right?
Overcomes what?
Entitlement, right?
Entitlement. Please explain what is the meaning of entitlement.
Like
Patience overcomes entitlement.
ego or pride, patience overcomes it.
Exactly, yeah. The patience overcomes the pride. Gradually we learn the lessons if we are patient. Exactly. We learn the lesson. Patient doesn't mean idle, The two things look similar. If somebody is sitting just like that without doing anything, one may think that the person is patient. No, that is being idle. Patience means continue the efforts intensely for a long time without getting tired, without getting disgusted. Continue the efforts. This is described by the great yoga teacher Patanjali, that how this success in this spiritual quest comes about. It is with the particular aphorism is Satu Dirgha Kala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Dridhabhumi. One attains a stability in this by doing it for a long time, Dirgha Kala, without a break. Otherwise, Tommy takes up it today, then forgets it tomorrow, then again takes it up, then after again forgets. So that is a with break, that is not allowed. You should have it continuous practice for a long time and with adoration, a worshipful attitude, and then one will get success in it. Thank you. Yes, Chris? Both, Yeah, it is the social as well as personal, both are there. Because even though I am a person, there are so many persons that are in me. So it is associated with that as well as in a big social circumstances where we all have to pool in our efforts to be virtuous.
The way the world is and the country is these days, I have a political consciousness
Well, one has to remember here that politics is uh, always it depends on division. The very nature of politics, especially in democracy, it harps on the divisions, we and they. Either side you go, it is always we and they, and that is what gets harped upon. So, see what they did and what we are doing. And the other side also would say the same thing. What they did, and look what we are promising you. So, the politics is always like that.
Both consciousnesses can appear. The unifying and then the divisive.
Yeah, it is the divisive tendencies and unifying tendencies. They both therefore alternate in politics. But for a spiritually oriented person who wants to make the life virtuous and tuned to the divine, tuned to one's goal, it is the unification has to be brought up. One important thing one can do in this matter is do not curse anybody. Do not find faults with anybody. And thus you will see that you are at peace. So it is by cursing and by grinding teeth, nothing gets accomplished, you see. Only you have to go to dentist, you see, that's all. Nothing else gets accomplished by just getting upset, angry. So don't curse anybody. Do the best that you can do and bless others. Scatter your blessings. Think that I am blessing everybody. Think that everybody is sneezing. So you will say, bless you. That will really help, practically. Thank you. Yourself, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Could you further explain the spiritual or inner significance of the water buffalo manifestation, specifically that the demon manifests in water buffalo form? What's the psychic significance of that?
Well, it is the significance is that it can come in a big animal form. Buffalo is a big animal. It is not something small creature, a big and powerful animal, and so a demon can come in that form, and that form is already it is powerful. To suggest that it is already powerful, it is shown as a buffalo demon. So it is like that. There are in these epics, you will see the demons coming in various different forms. Sometimes you will see it has come in the form of a mountain, sometimes in the form of a big snake, and so forth. So, yeah. Okay, then, now there will be Arati. There will be, I request Vishwanath to have the offertory, and by that time I will tell you about the upcoming programs as well. October 28 we have that is next Sunday, we have a guest lecture, and that lady, she speaks very nicely. I had heard her lecture earlier also, and so requested her to give this talk. And she has chosen a very nice theme, very much connected to our today's topic. Beware of the Minosaur. Minosaur. How do one pronounces it? It's a children's book story, Minosaur. So it is. It will be delivered by Gyan Prasanna Krishnamurti. She is from Maryland, and right now she is staying here. She is present here actually. So please come for that. Other programs during the week, the Tuesday and Friday classes at 7:30 p.m. will go on as usual. Tuesday, the topic is that Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play. On Fridays, it is Shvetashvatara Upanishad. And daily meditations and prayers, all that is going on. You are welcome to join that. In the morning, it starts at 5:45. Pretty late, isn't it? Not too early. 5:45 is so. And in the evening, it starts at 7 p.m. So you are welcome to join these meditations. Thank you very much. Now there will be the Arati. Oh, the closing prayer. Yeah, the closing prayer. Thank you for reminding, Yeah, it is. Okay. Please recite the closing prayer. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.